Blake LeVine, and today I want to do a talk about bipolar depression and how to handle when you are feeling very down. So, one of the interesting things I've learned while working as a therapist and now as a life coach is that many of us do get severely depressed. But when you have bipolar disorder, it can tend to be even more severe, strong, and difficult. And one of the things that has come up in the last few years that I had to think deeply about is, what do I tell a client that has real situations that are hard? So this might mean that they have a family member who died or is very ill. They themselves may have some type of problem with their body. Maybe they have cancer or some other severe illness. And it can be very tough to tell that person the normal things I say, like have hope, where things can change and it may all improve. Because as much as I'm an optimist, sometimes there's situations that will not be worked out so easily. Another situation that's happened a lot with clients is some of them have worked really hard in their careers. So they've either tried to build a business or they worked for a company and something very bad happened. Maybe they lost their job or their business did not succeed. And I thought, what should I tell them? Because they are depressed, not only because of their emotions, but also from a real situation they've had to experience. And I started to wonder about this topic, and then I looked in my own life and I found that having faith is so helpful. Because when you don't know the exact road ahead, when you're not sure where the next step is going to lead, having faith sometimes gives you something to hold on to and to help yourself through a very difficult or challenging situation. And, someone has said to me that, how do you have faith when you don't know if it'll work out, when you wonder if things will improve, when you're fearful? And someone told me that that's what faith is. It means to believe something good's going to happen even when it doesn't look like it will. It means being able to have optimism even when there's darkness and struggles all around. You may have failed 100 times, and it's the person having faith that gets up the 101st time and says, you know what, I am going to try again. And in my own life, I've seen this so many times, right? You try to do something and you fail, and you say, hey, can I go again? Is it worth it? Am I going to get knocked down? Am I going to be disappointed? And faith is what you need to keep going. And what I found with depression and bipolar is sometimes it's so hard to keep picking yourself up. You may have been diagnosed with a mental illness and it made you feel sad and upset. You may have been in the mental hospital and felt weird and different and confused. You may have to deal with other people in your life that you feel don't understand you, or worry that they are going to judge you for the mental health diagnosis you have. But what I have learned is when you have faith, you can walk on water. You can make it through even the most difficult challenges. When times seem worthless and hopeless and you don't know if you can go one more day, faith is the thing that can get you through those desperate and dark moments. And what I want to tell you today is that you have a beautiful reason for being alive. Each of us serve a purpose, whether it's being kind to our friends or listening to someone that needs to be heard or being generous with whatever resources you have. You are special and valuable and needed at this time in our world. And I believe we're going through a time where there's lots of changes, and I hate to say this, but I don't know anyone that has perfect stability at this moment. And what that means is everyone must learn how to hold themselves together, how to go through dark and difficult times without gaining fear and anxiety and worthlessness. And if we're all facing somewhat of that, it's important that you understand you're not alone and you are valuable and a needed part of our world. And if you need support, I want to share a couple resources right now. The Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance. You can find their website, dbsalliance.org. The National Alliance on Mental Illness has a website, NAMI.org, where you can get free resources and support groups. And there are so many people that face struggles that one day get some bright light into their life. And I don't know if you hear in the background, but that's my son who's crying a little bit. And the bright light, I see that I have a child, that I've been blessed to overcome my mental illness enough to have not only a son who's 2, but a daughter who's 7, about to go pick her up from camp. My wife should be home in a little while. I am so blessed to have those things in my life. And it's taught me that with faith and hope, we can rise through even the toughest and most challenging circumstances. And I pray for you today that life gets better, easier, that you remember how special and loved and important and wonderful you are, and that we need you and your light. And I just want to say this, for anybody that feels like giving up, remember, we need you. And if you are not here, a part of us is gone. We are all one. And those that struggle silently with bipolar and depression alone, you need to know that we need your light and your love in our world. Find some way to get through whatever you're facing. Find a therapist or a doctor. And remember, life can and will get better. And my prayer for you is that whatever goes on, things only improve. You find light and love in your life. And thank you so much for watching this. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going to put below the link to all the books I've written, and you can check them out and maybe buy one if you'd like.